I'm your host, Dustin, and today, guys, we got an interesting one. I've talked a little bit about it in the past, but I haven't really, dug into it. This one I'm kind of excited about because it did change everything about music. It did. Today we're talking about one of the biggest shifts in music history, guys, the rise of DIY recording, okay? Now, probably know what you're thinking. It's like, this isn't that exciting. I'm probably going to change your mind about that here because this isn't just a story about, gear or a story about, hard times, which some of it is. It is. But it's a story about access, okay? Where the limitations know bounds now. Creativity. It's a story about culture. It's a story about democratization of music, okay? It's how the tools of production moved from $1 million studio into bedrooms, basements, backpacks, garages, wherever, whenever. I know a dude that does TikToks close to the beach, and he has everything set up for it. And it's amazing. Some of the people that step to the mic are fantastic. Love this dude's content, by the way. If you haven't heard of him, shout out Michael Manelli. Dude is an actual fantastic artist himself, but the people that he does bring up to the mic, some of them will blow you away and you don't even know who they are. But that's how everything's changed, guys. So without further ado, let's get into it, okay? Let's take a look at the old world, guys. The older world when studios were gatekeepers, okay? Basically what that means, your record labels and stuff like that, they were the ones who controlled what you got to hear, when you got to hear it, how you got to hear it, what a person sounds like, etc. I could go through a whole list of what they controlled, which was a lot back then. It was a lot. Now you don't have that. So, before the DIY revolution even started, recording was a luxury, okay? Here's why. Number one, studio time was expensive, guys. It was a lot. Bands saved for months, sometimes years, to even afford a few days in a professional studio. It was insane the amount of money it would take to actually record your own music. And number two, engineers were gatekeepers, okay? Hate to say it. Your audio engineers, if you didn't know the right people, you probably didn't get access to the studio. So you got either overbooked or double booked, and you probably weren't getting in. You had to know the right people, which is sad. But, yeah, number three, mistakes were costly. Every extra take meant more money. Every rewrite meant more hours, okay? It was not something that you could just on a whim throw out and then be like, hey, I didn't like that, even though you've been there for 5 hours. It's more money. It's costly. Number four, creativity was limited by time, okay? You had to get it right now. Not when inspiration struck, which was terrible. But sometimes, even when inspiration did strike, you had those artists that could even take those moments and create something that was absolutely amazing. So, yeah, we'll move on to the last part of it. 5, only a few voices got heard. Labels decided who the studio budgets. Everyone else stayed underground. Okay. So the truth about the old way we used to do things in the music industry, old system produced incredible music, but it also shut out entire creators from actually living out their dream. And that's something I did want to point at. Okay. By no means am I saying the way music used to be created was terrible. I really do think at the end of the day, it was costly. No one knew how a workaround out of it. And it's just the way it was, Glad we got to hear some of the generation from back then and how they were able to do things at the time and the countless incredible songs that were produced because of it. But there was a lot of downside compared to upside, especially if you're trying to get your name out there.